have been trying to get Neela to come on my channel for the past 1 year. Why? Because for me, she epitomizes what a woman can do with her life. Neela moved to Gurgaon some years back when her husband took up a job here. And she felt like she was at a loose end. She was lost. She didn't have any friends. And empathizing with others who may be going through the same, she started a Facebook page to get women together, women, like-minded women together. And today, that Facebook page called Gurgaon Moms has over 34,000 friends. And she started doing an annual event. She's become the hub for all corporates who want to reach out to these women. And she's done just so much in her life. Today, she's going to talk to us about how she started Gurgaon Moms and what is her plan for Gurgaon Moms. Besides that, also a few insights into what Neela Kaushik is all about. Thank you so much for coming on Life Begins at 40.
It's absolutely my pleasure, Sanjana. Thank you for having me here, and it is so refreshing to see a venture which appreciates people 40 over 40. People above 40 trying to achieve things, because we often see 30 before you turn 30 and 40 before you turn 40. So this one is very refreshing. So wishing you all the very best.
As I said, following on in your footsteps a little later in the day.
No, all that matters is you've made a start, a beautiful start. So I'm sure it's going to take off great.
So I wanted to ask you, is Neela a strategic entrepreneur or by chance entrepreneur?
Okay, so now my venture is 8+ years. So at this stage, I obviously have to be strategic about a lot of things, because if you do not have a vision, if you do not have a plan, then it's very difficult to communicate to the team and take them along, and it's very difficult to sustain as well. So now it is more a venture. But when I started, it was a by chance thing, because when I started, I think I did not look at it as a venture. It was more, wanting to connect with people. And then because I come from a digital media background, I saw that there is a lot of possibilities. But 8 years ago, when I was applying for job opportunities, it was so difficult to get, the right job opportunity. So then I was like, okay, I have this thing in my hand, and so I'm going to create job opportunities for more women who are struggling to get jobs. So that's how this came about. But to answer your question today, I'm more. I would like to think I'm more strategic in nature.
Beautiful. You have become such an inspiration for moms across. And I've seen very many little groups mushroom after Gurgaon Moms has become such a hit. So tell me, how has uh, this change, becoming an entrepreneur and starting Gurgaon Moms and doing so many events, changed your life?
Okay, so I think I've grown with Gurgaon Moms. I've grown immensely as a person as well. So when I started it, it was just that I don't have a job opportunity. It is so difficult to get a job opportunity, and things like that. So conversation started like that, and in the communities we started talking, and that's how the community came about, focusing on the woman behind the mom. So initially, it started off as a mom community where we were talking about mom related issues. Then it was fine. But when we started focusing on the woman behind the mom, that's when I think the bonding really started in the community. And that also helped me grow as a person. We all come with our with a lot of conditioning in our head, right? I mean, and to break it and to come out of it, I met such beautiful women leaders through this forum, and just interacting with them, I have learned about what are the self-limiting thoughts that I have, and how am I going to break out of it. These things. So personally, I feel I've grown a lot through Gurgaon Moms. That's the effect Gurgaon Moms has had on me.
Okay. So, how has Gurgaon Mom changed the lives of women on your forum? And what are the various offline and online activities that you do on Gurgaon Mom? So,
Okay, so What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it as two different questions. All right. So the
Sure.
first question, to answer your first question, which is about how it is impacting women as
Yes.
such. So when we started the community, since I myself was struggling to get back to work, so I immediately connected with more such women, and then there were workshops that we started doing which will be of interest to us, because at some point we wanted to get back to work, so that was our focus. Then slowly what also happened was I realized that there were a lot there was a good number of women who um, by choice were stay-at-home moms. And that number was bigger in number, but it doesn't mean they don't have dreams and aspirations, right? So how can they get closer to their dreams and aspirations? So that was again another focus that we took on for. So what I do is I identify buckets like this, and then we create programs that will address these categories. So one such category was that, and then slowly I got to meet women who were in their early 50s, who spoke to me about the emptiness syndrome. And because that is a huge thing. Again, suddenly the kid is gone, the only purpose or the only thing that was adding meaning to their life was their child, and now the child has to lead an independent life. So what does the mom do then? So we what we started doing was we started getting life coaches on board who came, who spoke to our women about the need for identifying dreams and goals and chasing them, even if you're not interested in looking at a career. But there definitely has to be a dream or goal that one has to chase, and the importance of that. So that was another. Then women, what also happened, and I'm so happy about, is a lot of corporates like we've had Google approach us, we've had companies approach us who are running second back to work programs. They approach us, uh, they offer opportunities for our moms, and a number of our members have been placed through such opportunities. In fact, we have a separate section on our website which talks about opportunities, and many corporates have hired from there, and startups have also been hiring from there. So these are all some of the things. And then apart from that, what we also I think where we kind of stand out is today every woman who's part of the community feels that she has a support network here. She has, like, if she falls, that there is a safe net which is ready to hold her. And I think that is what makes the community very special, because it's not just about the moderators and admins. Every member wants to help another member, and I think that's when a community is born. Otherwise it's just a Facebook group, right? I mean, if it's just run by admins and moderators. But I think every member has this thing to reach out and to help another woman. For example, there was this message by one of the moms in panic who was facing domestic abuse issues in the middle of the night, talking about her insecurities in the community. And immediately we had a lawyer mom who volunteered and who spoke to her. We had a counselor who spoke to her. And all this is done on a voluntary basis. People just reach out and they extend help. There was another mom who spoke about emptiness syndrome, because of which she was feeling depressed, and there were a lot of tendencies in her. And when she spoke about that, again, a group of women said, hey, let's catch up for coffee tomorrow. And then they got up for coffee, and then they posted a beautiful photograph in the community. So that again, so it's not just about bigger impacts. I think even these things where people reach out and support each other, uh, it's I think the most beautiful impact that we can create is safe space for women, where they can be themselves, where they can express themselves without the fear of being judged. And I would like to believe that is the impact that Gurgaon Moms has created.
What are some of the challenges, the biggest challenges that you had to overcome?
One of the biggest challenge, is that, see, when at least I think in the first 3 years of my journey, it was about letting people know what Gurgaon Mom stands for. Because people usually, in fact, I still remember hearing from a a friend. She was like, Neela, I know that you have these intentions and it's to help out women, and we are talking about, again, it's an overused word. We're focusing on women empowerment and things like that. But at the end of the day, how are we perceived in the society, right? So she mentioned that her husband called it an online kitty party. I have nothing against kitty parties, but it was meant in a very like a frivolous thing, right? So it gave that kind of time people think that when women get together, it is for pleasure or it is for fun, but can it be purposeful? Can it be to create change around us and things like that? So I think that is where we kind of stood out. Again, the community came together for different social causes, and there are so many we support a lot of schools that need help, whatever help they need. We raise funds from the community, or if during Christmas we do beautiful festivals, small events for them. So those are the different things that we do. So yeah, I mean, so the challenge was about creating that mind shift change, that people have to take Gurgaon Moms seriously, because only then I can work with another brand, or I can work with another organization, and not as some frivolous group of women who are just trying to have fun. I mean, fun is good, but we are here organized to for a bigger impact. So creating that and establishing that was I think it took a lot of effort, it took a lot of time and energy. uh, why I'm saying this, if a group of men had done this, I think from day one, people would have taken them seriously, and people would have looked at, they would have been wondering, what is this organization going to come up with, and what are your plans, what is your vision, and things like that, right? It didn't happen like that for us. So we had to, it took quite some time for us to establish ourselves and to for people to be able to take us seriously. But I'm so glad. I mean, when we did when the Chennai floods happened, so we sent about 4 truckloads of um, the kits that we created. It was all created by mom volunteers, and it was such a deal. We collected it. There was a mom from our community who was part of a logistics brand, so she ensured that it was all collected. And there was another mom. Whose husband was working for SpiceJet, and he volunteered to take it from here to Chennai. So the goods went to Chennai, and then the logistics company person again collected it in Chennai and handed it over to the charity organization, which took care of the distribution part. So, I mean, finally, when people take you seriously, then yes, then after that, yeah, things become easier then.
What joy that must have brought you.
I know, yes, yes, and there was a beautiful lesson there, Sanjana. That lesson was like, if when you reach out, and especially if it is for a good cause, then people will help us. People will definitely help us. There are many good people around us, and people will definitely help us.
Beautiful. So, Neela, there's just so much happening with Gurgaon Moms, new partnerships coming up every day. How do you decide किसके साथ tie up करें, किसके साथ नहीं करें? And where do you see yourself taking Gurgaon Moms in maybe 3 years hence?
So, um, yeah, regarding partnerships, so we very particular, we're very fussy about the partnerships that we have. So one of the biggest thing is it in sync with the community's objectives to some extent? Now, suppose if it is a business partnership that we're talking about, then we look at, do we have enough number of consumers in the community? Will they benefit? Then we ask the brand, because of this association, how will the member of the community benefit? What are the benefits that they can get? So then it is easier for us also, and it is then it is the brand also gets to succeed, because the engagement is more, is even better. So we do that. So that's the kind of thing we do when it comes to brand associations. We look at and of course the quality of the brand and what the brand stands for, and the trustworthiness of the brand. No, those are all extremely important when we take it to our community. So that is one. Regarding my 3 years plan for the community, um, see, it's all about creating impact. I see Gurgaon Moms as a vehicle through which uh, not just me,
Hmm.
any member can create impact. So if I'm looking at a 10x impact in the next 3 years. So that is what I want. I want to touch many more lives in Gurgaon, and I also want to take the spirit of Gurgaon Moms to other cities, but bring in the local flavors and see how it. So we've started a small chapter in Chennai now, and it's doing well. It's getting active, and people are. So the challenge is about bringing that local flavor on board, right? I mean, and then of course marrying the spirit of the community and what Gurgaon Mom stands for. So similar thing in Chennai for Chennai Moms. So yeah, that's the plan for 3 years, to create as much impact as possible. Not just me, but every member of the organization should be able to create, that kind of impact on at least 10 more people around them.
That's the ripple effect you're looking for.
Yes.
So, moving on to little insights on Neela as a person, and some quick fire questions. So,
Wow.
so
Okay.
we would like to know Neela behind the scenes. So, what is that one hobby that you pursue despite everything?
Hobby. Okay. So okay, it's a rapid
Means
fire
I
round. So
enjoy.
I enjoy playing board games. My son puts it as BORED because he's like completely into his video games, and I'm with my board games. But I insist that he plays on board games. So yeah, board games is one of my things. I enjoy cooking once in a while. I enjoy it, and I enjoy a little bit of gardening and reading, music. So yeah,
And what keeps you and your husband strong together with both your busy lives?
his business trips.
Yeah. How? That's an unexpected response.
Basically, it's the sense of humor. I would say it's a sense of humor. When there is a sense of humor, the other person should be able to get it and appreciate it. So he has that in me. So I think that way, that kind of keeps us really strong. So we laugh at many things around us.
So, besides forcing Aditya to play board games with you, what else? How else do you spend time with him?
We both of us like hanging out, so we visit cafes. He enjoys cafe. I'm so sorry, but I'll have to bring in board game here again because I carry my board games with me to the cafes and we go
Oh,
and play.
please.
So that's how I get him to play board games. So I take him to a cafe. He enjoys eating. He enjoys trying new food. So do I. So we keep visiting cafe. So Saturday, earlier before the lockdown, Saturdays used to be like our date afternoon. So after our lunch, Aditya and I will leave, and it's Kaushik's reading time. So we leave Kaushik at home, and both of us go. We go to new cafes, or we go do new things, like, or if there is a new playground or anything happening, then I take him there, and that's our bonding. And the new thing that we've started is gardening. So I have taught him how to germinate seeds and then plant them and then transfer them, etc., etc. So he's enjoying that as well.
So, what has been the most exciting time in your life?
Most exciting time. So I will say, when Google. So Google has always been my dream company that I wanted to work with, etc., etc. And here I am not able to find a job, and then I start Gurgaon Moms. Then Google calls me up one day, and then they say that, hey Neela, we want to take Gurgaon Moms as case study for their women. Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, I was super excited, and this was like 4 or 5 years after I started Gurgaon Moms, and so that those were the things like whatever said and done, some validation is always good for you, right?
Of
So external validation. So when Google called me up and said that listen, we want to showcase you as one of our um, case studies. So I was like super thrilled, super happy. So that was some exciting. There was a lot of excitement going on. So that was one. And Facebook chose Gurgaon Moms as for their beta study of launch of one of their plugins that they were creating. So that again was very exciting for me. So yeah,
Okay, so three things that Gurgaon Mom has taught you.
it's taught me a lot. Like I said, I have grown with the organization. But three things, if you ask me three specific things, one is every person around you, every has a beautiful story. There is so much to learn from them. All that you have to do is sit and listen. That is one. But at the same time, also acknowledge the fact that every person has their own struggle. So give them the benefit of doubt if something is not right, something you feel is not. So give them the benefit of doubt because every person has their own struggle as well going on in their life. So yeah, so that's one thing that I've. Another thing is yeah, when you have a good intention, like the flood thing, you just put it out there, and if you're committed and if you're serious and if you're determined about it, the universe does conspire to make it happen. So so that is one belief that's been reaffirmed every time I start something. I put out something through Gurgaon Moms, especially if it is for a beautiful cause, it works out. The third thing, because I work with a lot of brands, I work with a lot of startups, I work with big brands as well, national brands. I will say that when it comes, the one of the biggest learning is when you want to uh, when you want to connect with members, when you want to connect with people, then you create engagement. You just don't go about, advertising and spamming. That doesn't work. That really doesn't work. But, have the genuine intent to connect with people. And I've always seen brands which has a genuine intent to connect, to understand their audience, to get the feedback from them, to deliver something good. It doesn't have to be, like freebies. It doesn't have to be in the form of discounts. It could be in the form of information, or it could be in the form of enabling something. So that's one learning that I've learned from brand associations. That is to genuinely connect with people. I guess that holds good even for our personal life, right?
True that. So, what one strength that Neela has and one weakness that you would like to share with us?
Ooh. One strength is, I think my strength and weakness is I am overly optimistic. So it comes as a strength because, I stay put there. I'm determined, focused, everything. And sometimes, yes, you don't know when to stop. So that's that becomes the weakness then. So it is my strength and weakness being overly optimistic.
Lovely. And what does Neela want to be remembered as or known for?
As a very happy person who wants everybody around her to be happy, happiness is a state of mind. It doesn't come because I've earned so much, I've done this, I've done that, I've been there, I'm eating this, I'm wearing this brand. No, it's a beautiful state of mind, and I want everybody to feel happy, and yeah, that's how I would want to be. Remembered. I don't want to carry any burden on me saying that that I've helped so many people. No, I mean that's not what I want. I help people because that makes me happy, and so it is that happiness. I want everyone to get that happiness.
Simple living, high thinking. Right?
Sorry, what's
Simple living, high thinking.
that? Okay, you put that beautifully.
So, lastly, if there's so many people who want to start their own Facebook page and they don't know where to start, what to do. So, any tips for such people?
Uh, any tips for people who want to start their business on Facebook? See, I I'll make it as social media because everything is changing rapidly. Like you feel now more and more, the Gen Z is on Instagram and different platforms. So yeah, I mean, for social media, the thing is, first you try understanding why you're there. You have to know the why. Without knowing the why, it becomes very tough to start communicating with your people. And whoever wants a social media presence has to look at what is it who is my audience? What is it that they want to hear? What is it I want to communicate? What is it that I want to be remembered for as a brand? And that is extremely important. What is it that I want to be remembered for as a brand? And to ensure that the brand message is consistent across the various platforms. So these are, and to genuinely connect with your members, to ask for feedback, to engage with them. Social media is not just about, you put your post, you leave, or just waiting for likes to happen, but it's all about genuine engagement, connecting with people.
I should come to you for advice.
Anytime.
So, actually, that was the last question, but I thought of something else. What is the next big thing we can look forward to from Neela and Gurgaon
Next.
Moms?
Oh, that you'll have to wait and see. We do have, but we do have quite a few things planned. I believe in doing things and then, showing it. So, yeah, you will definitely hear about it very soon.
Wonderful. So, I wish you all the very best, Neela, and I
Thank
am
you so
so
much.
deeply appreciative of your time.
Thank you so much for having me here today. I enjoyed talking to you. Thank you so much again.
I enjoyed our